back with another one. I'm going to teach you how to get a six-pack so you can look good all year around. I need you to follow these fundamentals. These fundamentals are going to help you get in the best shape of your life. If you really want to get in great shape, all you got to do is stay consistent with this philosophy. It's simple, straight to the point. You ain't got to overthink it. It ain't no monkeying around, and it ain't no gimmicks or no bullshit attached to it. First thing I need you to pay attention to is what you eat. Food is going to be very important. I understand you might feel as though this sounds very cliche, and you've heard it 1,000 times. But things are getting tricky in 2025. If you're not tightening up on your nutrition, do understand this is affecting you not just now, but in the future as well. My objective from this information is to get you to understand that it's not about just looking good now. Everybody thinks such so short term that they don't realize how this is going to affect the rest of their life. I'm 34. I'm worried about how I feel at 40. I'm worried about how I feel at 50. I'm worried about how I feel at 60. It's all about quality of life. And if you want to maximize on your body, mentally and physically, you need to be paying attention to the food that you eat and where it's coming from. Because food is one of the biggest drugs. And a lot of people don't want to admit it. It's tampered with on a regular basis. Why you think you don't have access to your own fruits and vegetable trees? And what I mean by access, I just mean it come with your complex, where you live at. You can't just go outside and grab an apple. They seen the business. They knew you was going to need some food, and they wanted to get paid. And I want you to understand, the more and more that's in your food, the more and more that affects your body. Why you think people getting sick all the time? Because of all of the extra that's in the food that they consuming on a regular basis. You need to pay attention to the foods that you're eating. If a establishment is selling you a product for $3, and I'm talking about food, how much money you think they making off of it? If it only costs $3. Business isn't business to make money. Yeah, they might want to save a couple lives, but business is in business to make money, last time I checked. So if they selling you something for cheap, I want you to already understand that's a red flag. Is this real food? If you follow my content, you know one thing. I'm a gardener. I grow my own food. I'm not saying that you got to go that extreme and grow your own food, but at least you can do is find out where this food is coming from. You really think your local establishment is selling you something for $3 with no return on investment? And last time I checked, a business ain't in business just to make 25 cents. So I want you to understand you are what you eat. And once again, this does affect you in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s. You wonder why your liver failing, your kidneys failing. It's from the food that we consume. Are you drinking enough water? Are you getting enough rest? Are you able to reduce your stress levels? These things are very important. I need you to understand that food dictates way more than you can possibly think. How you feel, you don't think how you feel plays a huge role in what you've been eating? Start eating cleaner. I guarantee you your energy levels will be a lot better. You'll feel less anxiety. You'll be a lot less depressed. Y'all don't realize a lot of this is coming from you being overstimulated by caffeine and pre-workout. Y'all don't want to have this conversation. And consuming a lot of low quality foods. Tier 1 foods that's maybe not nourishing your body or barely nourishing your body. Change what you eat. It changes how you feel. It changes how you think. It changes how you look. Don't undermine the importance of quality food. Once again, this is coming from a gardener. I'm not saying that you have to grow your own food. But if you want a little bit more quality and you keep complaining about the price, what's your other option? Because everybody love to talk about eating healthy is so expensive. Everything's expensive now. Get over it. You're going to have to pay to play. It's survival of the fittest. If you can't afford to stay around, you ain't going to be around. That's how it go. But I want you to understand, because I've learned out of all my years of coaching that everybody don't know these small fundamentals. There may be a few smart asses that always want to get in the comments, oh, you're stating the obvious. Believe it or not, there are people that don't know. This is why I'm explaining this. There's people that still don't know what creatine is. There's people that still don't know what a protein shake is. There's people that are still uneducated on how to do a proper push-up, how to do a proper pull-up, how to do a proper plank. I'm here to educate you on all of that. It's okay. Ain't no finger pointing over here. Just learn and apply. Because I don't like giving information for free and you ain't applying it. That's all I ask. If I give the information, apply it. That's all you got to do. But I need you to understand, food affects everything about you. Your quality of life is affected by food. A lot of these chronic illnesses that we've been experiencing, guess what? It's coming from the food. Believe it or not, no one wants to point the finger at the right person. Because you know why? It's your priority. It's your obligation. You know the term, you a grown-ass woman, you a grown-ass man. That's all they're going to tell you. And going to put some BS in the paperwork so you can't go after their ass because they already got their money. So I need you to understand, when it comes down to the foods that you're consuming from any establishment, restaurant, grocery store, convenience store, do me a favor, read the ingredients and understand the mission statement to understand, are you getting quality food? Like I said before, people love to complain, eating healthy is expensive. Get over it. Eating junk is just as expensive. I went to go get, a bag of chips. I ain't buy a bag of chips in so long. $2.50? You're wildin'. I remember this was a 69-cent bag. $2.49 for chips? You're wildin'. One of my clients just recently treated me to Starbucks. I don't go to Starbucks. I've never bought a Starbucks drink in years. I go to the register, the Starbucks drink, $10. You buy this on a regular? Everything's expensive. Get over it. My question to you is, do you really want to be healthy and do you really want to get in shape? The excuses, I don't want to hear it. Get over yourself, get busy, get to your paper, and do understand we can make these adjustments the right way. Food is important. Once again, food dictates how you think, how you feel, how you look, how you perform. And that's physically and mentally. So you should never sell yourself short of food. For all of my people that drive Ferraris, Porsches, Benzes, you ain't putting regular gas in your vehicle, but you gonna put it in your body? Let's make it make sense. You keep telling me you want to look good, and I'm tired of the bodybuilders telling you that in order to look good, you got to feel like shit. I look good right now, and I'm telling you right now, I feel great. I feel phenomenal. And I'm only getting higher and higher when it comes down to this energy. You see my energy. We live right now. You see it. This me on a regular. With or without a workout. And I want you to understand, you can feel the same way if you look a certain way, if you eat a certain way, if you got certain standards. Let's keep it real. I don't want you to keep thinking you can't get what you want. It's so much misinformation when it comes down to health and fitness. I just want to show you the basics and want to get you to understand food is going to be important. If they selling you that item for $3, they gotta make their money. What you think it costs? And you still putting regular gas in your Mercedes Benz? You still putting regular gas in your Porsche? You wildin'. You must want it to break down on you. You must want it to feel a little off when you try and push it. Stop putting regular gas in your vehicle. You know what I'm talking about. I ain't got to go over the establishments. You see them on social media. Second thing I need you to understand if you're really trying to get this six-pack is you need to get active. I don't want to hear nothing about you ain't got time. You ain't making it a priority. You need to make being active. I didn't say going to the gym. Getting active a priority. Once you start making activity a priority, you will look like me with ease. It's not genetics when it comes down to me. If I sit on my ass, guess what? I'm going to get a stomach. No way around that. I'm not going to play that game. I look good because I find ways to stay active. Whether that's walking 20,000 steps in a day, whether that's sprinting, whether that's working out for an hour. I don't work out for 6 hours. That ain't me. I'm not doing 6,000 pull-ups straight. That's not me. I don't need to squat 1,000 pounds. Am I going to throw weight from time to time that's reasonable for my body? I'm definitely going to do that. But I need us to understand one thing. You have to find a formula and a system that works for your lifestyle and your body. Everybody's body is different. What you eat don't make me shit, and what I eat don't make you shit. Everybody's body is different. We need to find out what activity works for your body and is convenient for your life and lifestyle. I am a personal trainer. I work out all day, every day. I'm in the gym all day, every day. So I want y'all to understand, for most, trying to look like me can be unrealistic because you don't want to commit that much time or your schedule doesn't allow that much time. But I'm here to get you to understand that these small fundamentals are going to get you what you want as long as you make sure you consistently implement them. Activity, once again, can be as simple as doing 20,000 steps in a day. It can be as simple as knocking out 50 burpees because you can't get to the gym. It can be as simple as hitting a treadmill for 45 minutes while you on your Zoom call. These things are going to make drastic difference when implemented consistently. I'm tired of the 30-day results. You trying to get in shape in 30 days. I'm tired of hearing, I ain't got time. You ain't making it a priority. Activity needs to be a top priority. The more you put your body through, the better your body's going to feel. Because we're doing things that work best for us as the individual. Not no cookie cut BS that Joe Blow that take these, whatever you want to take, in the shadows and telling you he natural. That's not how I move over here. I don't take no supplements. I don't take no creatine. All I do is get active. That's all you need to do. My supplements, I told y'all before, are my cold pressed juices. They get me right. I use beets juice when I'm doing cardio. I want the veins popping out. I want to turn it up with my workout. My Beats Power is what I use. If I'm cruising through, I might drink a little bit of Golden Love. It works for everything. When I just want to turn it up, I'm drinking watermelon juice, and it might got a few different things in it. Everything I do over here is a little bit more extreme than others. But people always ask me, do I bodybuild? I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not. But I'm going to teach you how to get in great shape from implementing activity, which is going to get you results on your body. As a male, before we even get into the chest, before we even get into the abs, you need to work out for your mental sanity. I see so many males crash out because they're not implementing activity. You were not meant to sit down all day. I'm going to repeat myself for all my men. You were not meant to sit down all day. I need you to get active. No excuses. I have truck drivers as clients. We still getting busy. You get where I'm going? That's one of the most sedentary jobs you can possibly have. I got my desk workers getting busy. Yeah, they still might sit throughout their day, but there's things we doing throughout time to make drastic changes. I'm going to show you something we use all the time. Inflation balls. Remove that nice $300 desk chair. I know. It's helping you. It's helping because your back's starting to hurt more. But your back's starting to hurt more because you're not activating core. You're not getting the lower back activated. The hips getting tight. The hamstrings getting weak. That's why your knees hurt. That's why your back's starting to hurt. Remove that $300, $400, $500 desk chair, and what we gonna do? Implement the inflation ball. I'm gonna give you the fundamentals to help you get what you want. You just gotta pay attention and implement them. I know who really want to get it, gonna do it. I know who really want it, gonna reach out. I still want to give the basic information to get people to understand that these small things that you implement right now, today, not tomorrow, can get you great results. That's eating real food. We talked about that. That's getting active. Another thing we need to do is maximize our recovery. We need to get on it. We need to get on it. We need to maximize our recovery. If you're not maximizing your recovery, it's like a domino effect. Everything gonna collapse. How do you expect the body to grow, get stronger, do all this other stuff, if you refuse to allow it to recover? You refuse to give it rest. Oh, I don't need sleep. For all of my people, I've done it. I've been there. I've done it before. How effective are you when you day 6 in with little to no sleep? You edgy. Let's keep it real. You can't think straight. You scrambled a little bit. Scattered brain. I want you to understand recovery is a key too. For all my people that want the growth and development, that think they need to train 7 days a week. They need to lift heavy every day. Keep playing with no recovery. Nutrition is also a part of recovery. So you mean to tell me not only are you going to push your body to the extreme, but now you want to eat 1 meal a day. And then you want to eat processed food at that. That's not even nourishing the body. You barely want to get a body water. We got to make it make sense because something ain't adding up to me. I've been there. I've done that. I want to give you the fundamentals to get you to understand. You ain't got to do all of that to look like me. No creatine. No pre-workouts. No protein powders. I'm keeping it real. You can get in great shape. You got to follow some of these basics. The basics build the foundation. I'm 34 years of age. I look better and better every year from implementing these small things. Activity, recovery, eating real food. My food even more top tier because I garden. I know how to source for food. I know how to make everything make sense. I want to teach you how to make everything make sense. Don't fall a victim to the BS and thinking that you need to be sold another Ponzi scheme to get in shape, and you still ain't in shape. Let's keep it real. How many more programs we need to start to try to get in shape? You look good, so-called, when you take the supplements, but when you don't take the supplements, why you don't look as good? Is it the supplements? Is it what you're doing? You tried that diet, you cut the weight, but you put more on this time around. You got to understand, if you don't understand the small fundamentals, how do you expect to achieve one thing, but also maintain that thing? One step at a time. Rome was not built overnight. Take your time. In the past, I've taken BCAAs. In the past, I've taken protein shakes. I don't take them now. I haven't taken them for a while. So I understand how you may feel implementing this thing or wanting to implement this thing. But do you need it? No. You don't. I don't want you to be sold another Ponzi scheme. If you're getting gassy from consuming it, is it really working for you? If you're getting the bubble guts from consuming this thing, is this really for you or your body? If you passing gas all day, you wasn't passing gas until you start taking this one thing. And you just farting up a storm. That's working for you and your body, huh? We got to make it make sense. We getting the telltale signs. It's all about longevity. Do not skip steps. I want to remind you, we want to look good at 40. We want to feel good at 50. We want to look good in our 60s. Why we keep rushing the process? It took you a minute to get out of shape. Why are you trying to get in shape in just 30 days? It took you 2.5 years to put on this 45 pounds you keep complaining about. But you try and drop it in 2 weeks? Let's make it make sense. And you still don't know the fundamentals. You still ain't been active. You stressed out like hell, so your recovery is all over the place. You ain't been getting sleep. Remember, that's recovery again. You've been ordering DoorDash and Uber Eats all week. On your lunch breaks, you've been burning that card up at Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell. But you keep telling me you eating real food. You keep telling me you tired. But you continuously want to indulge in the junk. I want to get the monkey off your back. It's a bunch of information out there already. But if I'm the one that's getting you moving, me and you need to work together. If I'm the one that's finally making it click and make sense for you to start moving your feet, we need to get together. We need to lock in on a program. You got the money. You've been spending it all week on so-called food at Starbucks. You love to drink so much, and you can't just go to just get the drink and not get something to eat. But you ain't got time to go nowhere else. So you're going to just get the so-called food from there too. Now you stressing me out because you consumed 1,800 calories in just that one meal. That one sitting. We got to make it make sense. But you want to lose weight. You don't realize the drink that you consume ain't nothing but sugar. Whether it be Dunkin' Donuts, whether it be Starbucks, whether it be 7-Eleven, don't matter where you going. You keep bypassing the ingredients. They ain't even giving you real sugar. High fructose corn syrup. Let's keep it real. You need help. I'm going to help you though. I'm going to give you another bonus. We talked about the food, the recovery, the activity. Right? We need to talk about the workout. We need to talk about the workout. I'm going to go into key movements that you need to be doing. Not at the same workout, but they should be in your program. These are key movements that you need to be doing. I want you to understand it's all about longevity for me. I'm ready for the 30 and over. If you 30 and over, you tapped into the right place. Like I said, I don't really train a lot of kids. My average client is 40 plus. We got some 30-year-olds in the bunch. I don't really deal with a lot of kids. My kids are generally my athletes. Because you're an athlete as a child, for y'all who know. We're going to talk about the workout. One key movement you need to be doing is squats. I don't want to hear it. My back hurt, my knees hurt. You squat every day. When you sit down in that chair and you get up, what is that called? A squat. I don't want to keep hearing that you don't do squats. You do squats every day. If it's a situation where the surrounding muscles in these areas need to get stronger, you know what that means? We need to be squatting a little bit more. That may change what type of squat we're doing. And I'm not saying go to the gym and squat 400 pounds. Everybody love to say, my knees hurt, my back hurt. It's because of the age. No, it's because your ass ain't been taking care of your body. Your knees hurt because you've been sedentary for a long time. I told y'all, when you sit down for a long time, hamstrings get weak. So when your quads already strong and they dominate and your hamstrings weak, that can lead to knee pains. I've helped some clients get rid of knee pains just from getting their hamstring stronger, just from developing ankle mobility. Y'all keep worrying about the things and making all these motherfucking excuses. My back hurt because your core weak. You sit down all day. It's weak. I want you to understand, a lot of y'all don't even know. My average client is 40 plus. They not 10. They not 15. I'm training adults. They got children or had kids. The kids gone. Because I want y'all to understand my price is 30. You generally still trying to get it together. Let's keep it real. So I want you to understand who I'm talking to. Because y'all love to make the excuses. He ain't talking to me. I'm talking to you. I can help you get right. My thing is, you think I'm trying to just throw you under 400 pound squats and you can barely do body weight squats with good form and technique? We got to develop good form and technique before we can start doing this crazy stuff. If you want to do the crazy stuff, we can work to it. But we got to stop the weak excuses. You've been sitting down all day. That's why your back hurt. You sat down for hours. You put 10,000 hours in sitting down. That's why your hamstrings hurt. That's why your back hurt. Your core weak. You've been sitting in that nice office chair all day on the computer doing what you do. You don't even realize your posture jacked. You got muscle imbalances we need to fix. And we going to fix it from squats. Stop avoiding them. Because once again, when you sit down in a chair, what are you doing? You're squatting. When you get up, what are you doing? You're squatting. So you can already do a squat. So cut out the excuses. You just need to know how much your body can tolerate. That's what y'all don't understand with weights. Weights is what can your body tolerate with good form and good technique. Y'all see my videos. All I try to focus on is good form and good technique. I don't even like posting a video if I know my form and posture is off. I'm going to keep it real. Everything we want to do with good form and technique to make sure that we're loading the right areas through this weight, through this movement. So one thing I need you to put in your program is squats. There's so many variations of squats. Barbell front squats, barbell back squats, dumbbell goblet squats, kettlebell goblet squats. If you got knee pains, then we're doing more goblet squats. If you got back pains, instead of squatting right now, we might start off with the leg press. Depending on your situation is going to dictate what we should be doing. But I want you to understand, we're going to be incorporating some type of squats because we need to train the legs. No way around this. Number 2 is going to be deadlift. I don't want to hear it. This is one of the most dangerous movements, D. Why? Deadlifts is a fundamental. If you cannot perform these things with good form and technique, you need to work on your form and technique. Sometimes your form and technique may be compromised because there's not enough strength in this area that you want to work on, or this movement that you want to work on. That's another reason why I love starting off with machines first, because guess what? I can build better conditioning. I can build better overall strength on the body. I can build better form and technique because I can just mimic it from the machine that I'm using. You learn all of these things from using machines. So when we transition to more difficult movements like barbell squats, front squats, deadlifts, for one, the body is strong enough to be able to handle this movement. Second of all, the body is able to execute this movement with good form and technique. A lot of y'all miss these fundamentals. You in the gym with bad form doing all this shit, and then now you want to add weight. And then you want to say it's the movement's fault. It ain't the movement's fault. You skipping steps. Once again, I want to make it make sense for you. I've been doing this for a long time. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Like I said, I used to manage the training department. You ain't talking to somebody that just shooting shit out their ass. My primary source of income is personal training. I make it from training people in person, and I make money from training people online. I got receipts. So I want you to understand, I'm not just shooting shit. I'm giving you the small fundamentals and things you need to work on. Deadlifts is one of them. Doesn't matter if it's stiff leg deadlifts. Doesn't matter if it's Romanian deadlifts. There's so many different variations. And we're going to do what's comfortable for your body. So we're going to pick which movement is comfortable for your body. But you still need to be doing deadlifts. If you picking a box off the ground, what is that? A deadlift. If you're picking something off the ground, what are you doing? You're doing a deadlift. This is why this is a fundamental movement that you need to be doing. I'm tired of people using these weak excuses about my back hurt because you're using terrible form, terrible technique, and you haven't properly developed this area. You don't have enough strength in this area. I'm going to help you understand that. Another very important movement we need to be doing is going to be hip thrust. Fellas, hip thrust is not just for women. This is a powerful movement if you really want to work on your sex drive. If you want to take your game to a whole nother level, do me a favor and knock out heavyweight with 15 reps with some hip thrusts. You're going to take your life and lifestyle to a whole nother level. Hip thrust is a very important and powerful movement, and something also that needs to be done correctly. Once you master hip thrusts, so many other aspects are going to get better from your performance. If you're a biker, great movement to add in. Watch how explosive you get. For somebody that's struggling with their vertical, telling you right now, watch how that hip thrust gets you right. If you somebody that want to sprint faster, everybody keep talking about how weight slow them down, but getting stronger in these areas with the movement like hip thrust, you will maximize your performance in areas you never could imagine. This is a movement that's not just for ladies. It's for males. Fellas, you need to be incorporating heavy hip thrusts. If you're struggling with your squat, mainly if you caving the knees in to get up and doing up, work on some hip thrusts. I guarantee you pop up out that hole a lot easier. Good form and good technique. Because one thing I want y'all to understand, when you following me and you rocking with me, we using good form and technique. We not doing no BS. We not playing no games. Good reps every time. We're very intentional with every rep, every set, every exercise. Everything is intentional. We're doing it for a purpose. Always understand, if you're training for lifestyle, how far you can go is going to be different than somebody that's training for a sport. Depending on what sport you pick, it's going to dictate rep range. It's going to dictate how much weight we should be using. But this is still an overall very important movement that should be in your program. Number 4. Y'all going to hate me for this. But burpees. If you cannot do a burpee, you are out of shape. I'm going to keep it real with you. If you cannot do at least 10 burpees, I don't care how much you lifting. I don't care how good your form and technique is on that squat, that deadlift. If you cannot do a burpee, you are out of shape. Burpees are a very important movement when it comes down to conditioning. And one thing a lot of people fail to realize is going to be one of the most important things as you're getting older is being able to pick yourself off the ground. A burpee is going to show you if you're able to pick yourself up off the ground. There's so many different variations of burpees. Burpees is going to test your cardiovascular endurance as well. And a great way to do a little and get a lot. If you ain't doing burpees, you need to be doing them. Every male should be able to do at least 50 burpees straight. No excuses. You out of shape if you can't do it. It's not about having a six-pack. It's not about having ripped arms. It's about being conditioned. You need to be conditioned. I tell y'all this all the time. Everybody on this live already has a six-pack. The only thing that's stopping you from seeing that six-pack is that body fat percentage. Executing these movements are going to help you get closer and closer to that six-pack. Squats, full body. Deadlifts, full body. Hip thrusts, full body. Burpees, full body. You can't do these movements. We got a lot to work on because these exercises challenge your entire body. Don't overlook this. You want to look good all year round? These should be in your program. There are times that I've taken squats out for the first half of my year, incorporating them back in from the second half. Same goes for deadlifts. But if I take one of these three out, this is just a personal for me, I always incorporate at least one. So if I'm not doing these two, I'm doing this. If I'm not doing this, I'm doing at least this. You get what I'm going? But everything serves a different and individual purpose. You can get what you want when you do what? Follow these small fundamentals. These are movements that you want to incorporate into your routine on a regular basis. Second, this is the second part. So that's part one. Hope you've been taking notes. Part two. What's going to be important is having an effective program. If you don't have an effective program, how you expect to get effective results? With those exercises, I need you to understand, in order to get great results, you need to have an effective program. Programming allows you to get proper rest. Programming allows you to what? Effectively break down the area that you want to see the development you're looking for, or to be able to perform the way that you want. Do not overlook how important programming is. You shouldn't be going to the gym and just doing any and everything. You need to have a specific program that's going to help you get what you want and is going to allow you to achieve what you're looking to achieve. First, with any of my programs, you need to be training 5 days a week. There's no exception to this rule. If you're not trying to train 5 days a week, you cannot train with me. If you have excuses when it comes down to training at least 5 days a week, you can't work with me. You don't want it to me. It's 7 days out of the week. I'm asking you to show up 5 days for you. And you only showing up for an hour. 10 minutes going to be the warm-up. 50 minutes is going to be the workout. 10 minutes for the warm-up. 50 minutes for the workout. If you're not showing up at least 5 days a week, you cannot train with me, because I want you to get great results fast. If you're learning from this live, do me a favor, type a 7 in the comments. I've been giving y'all a lot of game on this live. I've been giving you a bunch of game. I really hope you're taking notes. But show me that you're paying attention. Show me that you actually get knowledge. Like I said, programming is going to be important. We training 5 days a week. That's the first thing. We're going to do 2 days of cardio. And we're going to do 3 days of weights. Within our cardio segments, I need us to understand one of those days is going to have to be distance. That means you need to run at least 3 miles minimum. You got to run distance. Day 2 of cardio is going to be sprint work. So you might sprint for a minute, jog for 30 seconds. Sprint for a minute, jog for 30 seconds. This is going to attack your body in 2 different ways. You're going to build better conditioning in 2 different ways. You're going to allow your body to get stronger cardiovascularly in 2 different ways. I need you to understand one thing. If you want to get in great shape 5 days a week, No excuses. 5 days a week. No excuses. 2 days cardio. 3 days weights. You're going to have to hit the weights. For all my cyclists, for all my runners, you're going to get faster times. Your body's going to fatigue less when we start hitting these weights. Stop avoiding them. The weights is where your money is. The weights is in your record times. You got to hit the weights. What we're going to do simple is push, pull, legs. You're working abs on all of these days. Abs should take you 5 minutes, 2 movements. Hanging knee raises, planks, and sit-ups are going to be your bonus. Programming is going to be so important because, once again, programming allows you to do what? Maximize your rest and be very intentional with your workouts so you can get the development that you want. We making sense? On your weight days, remember, we're still doing abs. You owe me 5 minutes of abs. We're going to do push, pull, and legs. I don't care what day you do which one on. So if you want to do legs on day 1, do it. You want to do back on day 1, do it. Who cares what order you do them in? As long as you get all 3 of these days done when it comes down to your weights. Weights consist of machines, dumbbells, barbells, kettlebells, any free weights. That's what I mean by weights, by the way. Not just resistance bands. You can add resistance bands on what you're doing, but I want you to hit some weights. It's going to be a lot easier for you to maintain the muscle you already have because, once again, you already have a 6-pack. The only thing that's stopping you from seeing your 6-pack is your body fat percentage. And to be able to cut this body fat that we don't want, we're going to expense it into energy. That's why we training 5 days a week. That's why we hitting weights 3 days out of the week. That's why we doing cardio at least 2 days out of the week. We're going to be able to build muscle and maintain the muscle we already have from hitting these weights. I need y'all to understand a fun fact about muscle, by the way. We're going to go over this. This is a fun fact about muscle and why you want to maintain and keep the muscle that you have. It's very important, by the way. For every 1 pound of muscle you have, you can burn about 25 to 50 calories. And this is per day at rest, right? You can burn about 25 to 50 calories per day at rest. We want to keep the muscle we have. Like I told you before, you already have a 6-pack. The only thing that's stopping you from seeing that 6-pack is going to be the body fat percentage. So I want you to understand, when we talk about maintaining and building muscle, I want you to understand this is going to allow us to burn calories from doing absolutely nothing. The more you understand this, the better. But I'm going to catch you on the next live.